Hello everyone, myself Dr. Jyoti Mandala. Welcome you all to the video lecture series on the course Shell Script. Okay, we are learning about shell programming, which is also called as a shell script. So in the last class we learned about what are all the different types of shells we have and how can we know about what is the default shell that it is supported by our system and what are all the shells that are supported by the system and how can we switch from one shell to the other shell. I hope you all are clear with that concept. In today's class we'll see how to write a shell script, a basic thing like how to open the editor and how to type the command and how to run the program. Okay, so in the last class we already learned a shell script is nothing but if you want to write hundreds of commands, if you want to execute hundreds of commands, the one simple technique is instead of typing all the commands one by one in the terminal itself, I told you like we can open one file and we are going to write all the 100 commands in that. So to do that task, which file we need to open? Okay, so we have multiple editors. Multiple editors are available to open that file. Multiple editors like you can say VI editor is there. Okay, VI editor and the default one if in the Ubuntu is G editor. Okay, and then we have a nano editor. You can also have an editors like VB editor, Visual Basic editor. You can install these things and we can use these things also. Okay, or else Sublime. Such type of editors are there, but of all these editors you can understand here G editor is the default one that comes with the Unix Ubuntu. Okay, so these are all the editors. Now what is the thing we need to do is we need to open this editor and we need to type all the 100 commands, and once you write down all the commands, okay, what is the first thing? I'll write down all the steps here so that it will be very clear to you. So first step is open the editor. I'll tell you how to open the editor. To open the editor, you can directly use the menu option, or else if you want to open in the command prompt itself, I told you we have a G edit is the default editor. So we need to use the command called G edit. Okay, and then you need to write down the file name and always save that one with sh. Why? Because the script should be saved with an extension sh. Got it? Now if this file is already existing, then it will be opened by default to edit that file. If it is not existing, then a new file will be created. We'll see with example also, but make a note of all these steps. Once it is done, you need to open this editor and we need to type the commands, type all the commands you need to execute. Okay, and the third step is you need to save that. Okay, to save that we have a shortcut of Control plus yes, similar like your notepad, and then if you want to come out of that one, if you want to close that one, then finally you can quit. That is the shortcut for this one is Control plus Q. Right, so these are all the steps we need to use. Now after writing this command, after typing the command, opening the editor, typing the commands and saving that, how to execute? If you want to execute, then open the terminal, and on the terminal you need to move to the path where your file is available, and then at that path you need to give a command called /filename .sh. Now why we need to give this one, I'll tell you in detail. We are going to learn now only. Okay, this is the command that we need to use. But before going to do all these steps, you need to understand here shell script is nothing but a sequence of commands. We all are familiar with that one. A sequence of commands we are going to write in a file, that is called as a shell script. Okay, let us note down that point. Sequence of commands. Now unlike your C program and Java program, where in C program the code whatever you write that will be compiled, whereas in Java program it will be interpreted and compiled, right? Unlike your C and Java, the shell scripts are interpreted, not compiled. Okay, that is an important point. Not compiled. All the commands or whatever you are writing in a file, and if you are trying to execute that one, they will be interpreted, not compiled. Okay, now along with the commands, we already learned like we can write down the command sequence of commands, but along with that commands you can also include programming features also in the script. Along with commands we can include programming features. What do you mean by programming features? Like in your C, Java, Python, we have programming features like loops, okay, functions, arrays, multiple concepts are there, no? Control statements like if statement, like that. So all those programming features can also be included in our script along with our commands. We can use all the commands whatever we have learned earlier. Okay, all the commands can be used. Along with those commands we can use these programming features also. How to use all these things we are going to learn. Always remember, unlike your C program and Java program, there is no main concept here. There is no main function. The statements are executed from top to bottom. Just blindly they are executed from top to bottom. That's it. It will not search for the main function, or it will not search for main method in Java. That is not required here. In shell script, okay, all the statements are executed from the top to bottom. In between, if you are adding any loops and all, they will be iteratingly executing the statements, but the flow of execution will be top to bottom only, first statement to the last statement. Okay, these shell scripts are mainly suitable for automated tasks, like automatically if you want to perform any tasks, no, then the shell scripts are very useful. Okay, now let us see, as the basic concept is clear to you all. Now let us see how to write and run the shell script. Okay, keep your heading, all of you. Write and run shell script. Shell script is nothing but a file which is having more all the commands. That's it. Okay, and understand here we are going to use gedit. I'll tell you what is that. Okay, I am going to use gedit. I'll show you. See here. Open the terminal. If you go to your this one, and if you write gedit, did you see? This is the editor. So this is the default editor that comes with the Ubuntu. I am going to use this one only. If you want, you can install the other type of editors also, but as it is already there, I am going to use this one. Got it, all of you? So I am going to use this one only, gedit, okay, which is also called as a text editor, as displayed here. Now let us write how to write on the file. Now how to write on the file? The first step is, I told you, open the editor, name that file. But instead of opening the editor, what I'll do, in the command prompt itself, I'm going to type I'm going to open that file, because I don't want to physically do the things. Physically, I don't want to go to the menu. That means I hope you all are following. I don't want to do the things like going to the path here and here. I don't want to here. I don't want to open that, and I don't want to create like that. I want to work everything through the terminal only. Okay. So how to do that one? I'll show you. So how to do that one? We have a command to do that. The command is gedit and write down the file name. Okay, I already told you gedit is the thing that is required. Gedit, write down the file name .sh. Let me write down that first. What happens, I'll show you. So for my flexibility, I will be moving to my path where all my documents are available. I'm moving to the scripts. Okay, and in that, let me check anything is there. Okay, I'll create, I have a Jyoti drive, so I'll move to that. Okay, access permissions are this one. So what I'll do now, I'll move to new. Okay, now we are in this path. Now here I want to create a new one. Okay, so what I'll do, to show you clearly here also, I'll keep that one open. This is the thing no we are using, nothing is there here. Right, now here what is the command we need to write? gedit. Okay, I'll write first dot sh. As this is the first program, I'll write first dot sh. Sh is the extension for the script. Now what happens? Did you see a new file is created and it has opened that editor also, where it is asking us to type the commands. Now we can write on the command. I'll write simple echo command where I want to type my name. I hope you all are clear with this echo command, and multiple options are also there. Simply you can write. And also with that, no, what I'll do, I'll display one more thing. I'll display today's calendar, like this month calendar also I'll display. That's it. Only two commands I want to execute. For our simplicity I'm writing. Okay, one echo command and one cal command. To save this one, you can click on the save option, or you can click Ctrl S. So it is saved. Okay, after saving, what we need to do? So that is what the second step. Open gedit. What we need to do? Type the commands, and then we need to save it. After saving, what we need to do? We need to execute this one. To execute this one, I'll show you if we can execute directly or not. Sometimes what happens, no, it will not allow us to execute. So if you see here, you cannot move to the path here. Did you see? You need to close this one. How to close this one? You can simply click this one, or you can write Control Q. If you close this one, you will get this prompt. Got it? Close the file. Fourth one, close file. Okay, now you are at this prompt. Now in this prompt, what you need to do? You need to execute this one. Now to execute this one, what is the syntax I told you? We have a brief discussion about that one also. But before that, note down how to execute this one. / write down the file name. Did you see here? Permissions denied. It is telling like you cannot execute this one. Why? Let me show you. We are in new, no? Let me show you ln -l. Sorry. What is that command? Oh my God. Okay. Sorry. This is what. I'm so sorry. This is ls. I keep on typing l here. Okay. Now ls-l, if you see, first.sh is having these permissions. Did you see what are the permissions? This user, this one, user is having read write, groups are having read write, and others are having read only. But there is no permission to execute this one. Did you see? That means we need to set the permissions also. I hope you all are following. I'll write once again ls-l. Did you see what is that permission? For user, for this we have only read write only. We cannot execute this one. That means to execute this file, we need to set the permissions first. So that is the next one. What is that? Set execute permissions. How to set execute permissions? We need to use, we already learned about chmod command. What is the use of this one? To set the permission, execute whatever permissions you want to set to a particular file, we can use this chmod. Now here for user, I want to add a permission of execute. This is the way how we need to do, isn't it or wrong? I hope you all can recollect this one. If not, go to that video once again and learn this chmod. So for user, already read write is there. I want to add this execute command also, x, and then you write down the file name .sh. Are you all following? So now I'll do the same thing here. What I need to do? chmod user, I want to add x, that means execute, for which file? First.sh. That is given. Now let us see whether the updation permissions are updated or not. Yes, it is updated. Did you see? Read write x is also given. Now we can execute our program. Got it? Now we can execute. How to execute our program? I told you /. This is the file. Did you see? I have first statement as echo statement, and then I have given the calendar. That's why it is displaying. Did you see? Both the things are executed at once. I hope you all are understanding. So let us update our set of statement steps to be done. What is the sixth step? Execute. How to execute? We need to write dot slash file name dot sh. Now, why we need to write like this? What is the reason behind writing the dot slash file name dot dot slash file name dot sh? What is the reason behind? The reason behind this one is, before that, I hope you all are clear with the execution steps. You need to follow these steps. What is that? Get edit file name dot sh, and then you need to type the commands, save that file and close that, and then you need to update the execute permissions. This you have to do once only for that file. Repeatedly it is not required. Once you update for that particular file, no, in future n number of times you can execute. Okay, this is a one step process only. Then one time process only, and then you can execute using this. Now here I want to reflect why we are using this command, to execute. Okay, so let us have a discussion on that. This should be very important. Like you all need to follow why we have to write this command only. So understand, whenever you want to use whenever you want to execute any program, normally if you see, how can we check in which file we are present now? Let me go to this one. Now we are using by default bash, isn't it or not? I am not changing any shell. I am using the default shell that is provided by the editor, by this terminal, that is bash, isn't it or not? You all know how to check the default one. How to check the default one? Echo $O. So did you see, we are using the bash. So that is the one we are using. Now you check where bash is available. To check where bash is available, the command that we can use is which will tell where the corresponding code for this bash is available. So the path that we have is user bin bash. Make a note of this one. So let us understand, let us write here, bash is available at this path. Okay, now we are working at which directory? To know which directory we are working, we can do, we use a command called pwd. That means now our file is available at this path. Okay, follow carefully, this is very important. File is available at what path? This, sorry, not this one, I think. File is available at this path, isn't it or not? I hope you all are understanding. This is very important, follow carefully. So bash file, the command that we need to use is bash, and the file that we used is that file is available at this path. So whenever we want to execute, the general approach how we need to write is, to execute we need to write like this. How we need to write? We are in the $prompt symbol, and there we need to write -bin / bash. That means this path we need to write. Okay, this path we need to write, and then space we need to write this file name completely. This one we need to copy paste. This is the way how we need to execute. Shall we see that? I'll show you that also. How we need to write? I'll copy this one. Okay, and then give space and then give this one. That means I want to use this one to execute this command. This is the what happened here? Is a directory. Okay. Slash your file name we need to write. What is our file name? Our file name is first.sh. Did you see? We got the output, my echo statement and the calendar. So this is the way how we need to write, but this is a very bigger thing. We need to write down this path and this path. This can be still compressed. You can see what is this one. I think I missed out the user. I'll copy paste this one. Okay, this is the way how you need to write, but you can see here, if you type path variable, if you check echo dollar path variable. If you check, I think you might have learned a Java programming language where environment variables are set, where by default some variables path and all we are going to set. Wherever we want we can execute that one. Environment variables you might have set. The similar fashion here also, path variable will be holding some environment variables. You can see here user bin is already there in the path. Did you see? Slash user bin is already there in the path. If it is already there in the path, why to give the complete path? This thing can be replaced like this. Can't we replace this one as, I am removing this one, can't we replace this one as bash? Are you understanding why? Because we are already in the this one, we are already, the environment variable is set up to this, it is there in the path, so no need to give this path, only bash. Now if you see here, this is the thing, but here you understand, if you see we are already moving to our path scripts and new, then if you are already in the path, why to give this complete address? Already we are in that same directory only. No, that means instead of writing this complete path, this can be still compressed by simply writing okay, here we need to write our file name. No, what is that file name? First dot sh. That I forgot to write. Note down all of you. What you need to do here, first dot sh. Okay, now instead of writing this complete path, because this complete path we are already there in that complete path. Did you see, all of you? We are already there in that path, scripts new, so no need to mention the complete path. Simply we can write, what we can write, dot slash first dot sh. Understood? Is that clear? Up to here I think you all are clear. Now why we need to mention bash? Bash is by default. If you don't mention bash also, it will be executing using bash only, because by default we are using that one. That means this complete statement can be replaced like this. This complete statement can be replaced like this, where no need to mention the bash, because bash is by default. So we are writing simply dot slash, that means in the present directory you execute first dot sh using which one? Default one, that is bash. So that is what we are writing. That is what we are writing that way. I hope you all are understanding. The normal procedure is we need to use this one only, but we keep on shrinking the statements, this command, by simply mentioning the file. But suppose if you want to use any other editor, no, in that case we don't have an option. We need to write $sh dot first dot sh. But understand, if by default bash is there, I am not going to mention that one. Right? So this is how a simple shell program can be written, where what are all the basic steps to be followed I have mentioned here, and what is the command that can be used to execute the thing is also mentioned here. I hope you all are clear with this today's class. Okay, so do practice this one. Try to write on a simple program. Okay, and then let me show you the same program, gedit first dot sh. If I add one more command, let us consider date command. If I run, okay, I save this one and I close this one, and if I run this program, okay, I don't want to, dot slash first dot sh. Did you see, date is also added. That's it. Okay, this is how the programs can be run. This is a simple program. In future we are going to write down the different ways of having the programming features also, how to do all those things we are going to learn in the next class. Okay, I hope today's class is clear to you all. Let us all meet in the next lecture. Until then, thank you all of you.